A very good evening to you. Welcome to Offside Maidens, the cricket show with an all-female panel. I'm your host, Tara Lee. I love cricket, although I've never played. I do talk about other sports as well on radio. That is my day job. I enjoy long walks on the beach and choking people out in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But enough about me. Let's move on to our brilliant panel that you see in front of you. We have Emily, passionate about the ladies' game, a budding cricket journalist and umpire. The twins, you'll eventually be able to see the differences between the two of them. They are cricket fans who hold a level 1 umpiring certificate. They also seem to be clairvoyant. They have these skills when it comes to predicting what may or may not happen in the cricketing world. So we'll definitely be asking their predictions on a few things, maybe a few of the up and coming series. And last but certainly not least, we have Leisha, cricket player. Has she done any umpiring certificates? Yes, she has. She coaches and she does all sorts of other things. She also enjoys juice. I'll leave it at that. But before we get into it, into the show and into the topics that we're talking about today, remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay abreast of all the amazing content, not just on Offside Maidens, but Cricket Fanatics. And you can now also show your love for the publication that has brought you the most by becoming a patron. You can find out more about that in the link in the bio and on the various social media pages. There's also a live chat on the right-hand corner that you can click and you can get involved on the action and, of course, in the show if you want to share any of your comments. And remember, the views and opinions are that of the individuals sharing it on the show and not of Cricket Fanatics. So I'm just putting that out there, putting the disclaimer there. So be easy, be cool, and enjoy. So welcome, ladies. It's so good to see all of you looking fresh-faced and lovely. Leisha spent an extra 5 minutes getting done. That's why we're 5 minutes late. Leisha, looking lovely. How are you doing today? Were you at cricket practice? Is that what was happening?
Oh, that's what we're doing. Gonna deflect it on me. I'm good. Yeah, we had practice. It was a scorch out there. It was tough, and then we had a photo shoot after training, so it was a
Oh,
bit of a
that's why
rush
you look so
today.
lovely.
Of course, girl. Yo.
No, I'm glad. Does it feel good to be back at cricket practice?
Yeah, my mind says yes, but my body says no. Just leave it. Get a day job. Just leave it. But yeah, it's good to be back in the nets and all that. It's very good to bowl people's heads and stuff. I broke a stump today. Guys, I broke a stump. Broke
That
it.
is hectic. Look at you. Leisha's dangerous. And twins, how are you guys doing?
Also it was really, really hot today. So yeah, it's very humid out here. So we're not breaking any stumps or wickets, unfortunately, but we have been watching some great women. I had a red shirt on actually earlier for Liverpool, but I think I
Oh,
just rocked the grey for today. Just a little bit morbid
I
today.
love that.
So
Liverpool is playing tonight, but of course, we're not going to talk about that. And
no,
I don't
no,
even know if I can watch that game. The stress for
no,
me
no.
and also watching it with you guys, no, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Emily, Emily, how are you this a fine Thursday? It is Thursday, I believe. Yes, it's Thursday.
Yes, of course.
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I think you should maybe save your time. You can do like a lot better things tonight than watch the game. So save your time there. Leisha, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on that one-on-one, Leisha. I think I'd rather prefer to keep my head. Thanks. Leisha was gonna bowl to me, and I was gonna face her, but no thanks. I'll rather keep my head. Thank you. But yeah, I'm doing well. Doing well, thanks.
That is awesome. And of course, this week it was the Proteas women's team playing Pakistan. And it's the first game they've played in over 10 months, first international cricket, because of course there was Women's Super League and some of them have played overseas in the past 10 months. But the Proteas women's team took a 1-0 lead in their 3-match ODI series with Pakistan after a 3-run win in Durban. It was a match that was perhaps a bit too close for comfort, but the Proteas women, I'm sure, will go back to the drawing board and come back stronger in the second ODI, which is on Saturday. Now, it was very close. Lisha, I know that you were on the edge of your seat watching that final few overs. Why do you think it was that close? I in the last few overs, a lot of misfields.
Yeah, I don't know if the Proteas felt a bit pressured by the scoreboard, but Nida Dar really gave them a run for their money towards the end. It was because like at 30 overs, Pakistan didn't even have 100 on the board. So I was like, ah, we got this, guys. And then when I checked again, I was like, okay, what happened? But yeah, it was a bit too close for comfort, and it was the first match in a very long time where I sat with my face half tucked in my shirt, like, guys, come on, because it was stressful. Eh?
No, 100%. Because I mean, in that last few overs, I think Pakistan hit 60 or 57 balls, like it was some sort of T20 action. That's it's a lot of runs for us to concede when we thought we had it in the bag. At least that's what it seemed like. I think at some point we were they were 71 or 74 for 4, something like that. And then it was all downhill from there. Until, of course, Shabnam Ishmael came in and took a couple of wickets just to balance things out there. And Twins, from a fan's perspective, women's cricket, we haven't seen a lot on television lately. And how exciting was it for you to see the Proteas in action and to also see a young debutante and, seeing Sune, seeing all of our players, and also one of our very first guests on the show, Lauren Achenbach. I saw her in the background there umpiring. I was so happy really to see her in her element, in her professional element, doing the things. So how excited were you to see the women in action after so long?
Well, obviously, yes, it was also really great to see Lauren Achenbach doing some things. And like we're not really used to seeing women playing cricket, so it was really like a whole different experience to watch them actually do all that the men can do, but like
in their own way.
Yeah, in their own way. And I think it was Mlaba taking her first international wicket, and it was really wow.
But the Pakistan women, I think, they are so fierce. Like I think the wicketkeeper, she was just like, her reflexes were just like that,
Donny-esque,
like Donny-esque
I
vibes,
saw it
just
must
like she's
be.
there, she's ready, there's a run out. Or I think one was also one of the rookie mistakes. If I must now just mention it, unfortunately, was when I think it was Marizan, when I think she attempted one of the sweep shots, and unfortunately her back foot was unfortunately not planted, so that kind of, she was a little bit shaky, and we saw all what happened there, which is a little sad. But I mean, stuff like that. So it's nice to watch for the action and stuff like that. So I think it was very exciting to watch. I mean, I'll watch the highlights over and over again.
And then obviously Shabnim taking wickets, like
and breaking the partnership in the middle. I think she was just phenomenal, guys. I can't stop smiling.
That's exciting.
You guys are very happy about what you saw there. Very excited. Emily, the twins were mentioning now those mistakes. Marizan Cup, coming out of her crease and all of these little mistakes. Do you think it's because they haven't played cricket for so long that they were making these mistakes, or do you think there was a little bit of nerves, or what would you bring it down to?
I think I'd say both. They haven't played for 10 months. There was definitely rustiness there. I think more rustiness than they thought they had. It could be that, and it could be nerves as well. Sort of making a debut in a sense after so long. It could be that. But I'm definitely very impressed with Malaba. It was her first ODI wicket. She's gotten a wicket in T20s before. The commentators got that wrong. So very impressed with her. Figures were extraordinary. And I mean, yeah, Shabnam, world-class bowler, to get 2 wickets through the gate of 2 balls. I think that was, I mean, that turned the game, or should have turned the game in my opinion. But I mean, like we saw that that 60-run partnership, they went from 137 for 8 to 197 for 8, which is crazy. I mean, it was a combination of some indifferent fielding, some like few drop catches, run out misses that should have happened, but also the batsman took advantage of that. Like Isha was saying, Nida Dar and Diana Baig. I mean, I didn't know Diana Baig was. Well, I never pictured her as being an all-rounder, but she got 3 wickets when they were bowling and really decent with the bat. So credit to them. It definitely got way too close. Lisha, I was shouting. I was literally shouting. My parents were like, you don't need to shout, you don't need to shout. But I was like, can you not? Like, when Sune dropped that, when Sune she didn't even get close to him. The ball, here's the ball in her hands or there. Just she didn't get close. But yeah, happy to pull it off. Happy to pull it off in the end. They'll be hoping for a lot more clinical next 2 wins for the ODIs. Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think that we haven't seen the best. We haven't seen the best yet. Yeah. You know, all the players that we thought were going to perform and that we know can perform, world-class players and also younger players, they didn't perform yet. So they were getting into the swing of things. This was like a warm-up game. I'm looking at it like a warm-up game. Although I must say, the Pakistani ladies, the way that they fought, I mean, it didn't look like they were number 7. They were looking really good. I mean, you spoke now about Nida Dar. She batted all the way through, 59 she got on that scoreboard, an unbeaten 59. And we did not have any women who got ahead, I mean, or over or at least a half century. So we needed maybe somebody like that to do that. But there were some runouts. So there were maybe possibilities of having somebody like who was it? Laura Wolfart, was she run out? She was, hey? For about how much did she put on the scoreboard?
She scored 40. So I was she scored 40. So I was actually this is the one thing I was saying is that she looked the most comfortable out there in the middle. Most aesthetically pleasing player, not just female player in my opinion, but one of the most aesthetically pleasing players in general. That off drive, it's my favorite shot to watch of her. And she looked set to me. And that run out's very, I don't know if unfortunate is the word, but literally it was hit straight to short cover. That run, I don't know, not sure what happened there. I mean, it could be again nerves, misjudgment, not playing for so long. But yeah, that was disappointing because I definitely think Laura, she was well on her way to 50. Yeah, and credit to Marizanne Kapp as well. She also looked, once she got going, she looked like she was comfortable out there as well. So hopefully next game we'll see some half centuries at least, maybe a century.
I'm definitely hoping for that. Lisha, you look like you want to say something. Who for you was the standout player?
Yeah, Proteas of Pakistan.
Proteas or Pakistan? I was quite impressed with Diana Baig. Emily mentioned her earlier. She was very impressive. They're taking those wickets up front, making us worry a little.
Yeah, for me, my player of the match, I love Shabnam, but my player of the match for me was Nida Dar, just because she bowled 10 overs, she took 2 for 35, and then she comes in unbeaten on 59. It was such a innings to watch for me. And then with our sides, the pick of the bowlers for me was Nonkululeko, who came in, Mlaba, who came in, bowled 10 overs, 1 for 19. It's not seen in this world, guys. It was exciting. I was thinking like, what? I want my figures like that, guys. But yeah, I was sad for Marizanne, who got out on 47. I was hoping for a half century there because I feel like she deserved it. Maybe a bit of nerves got to her there, over eagerness, maybe. And then who else was there? Yeah, Laura Wolfhard. She also, once she got going, and she does play a good off drive. Mate, she's class.
World class, definitely.
Mm.
And Sunay as captain, how did you feel about her captaincy? Her
Um,
performance as a captain.
Yesterday's performance was really, I feel like, disappointing a bit, tad bit. Her personal performance, but I guess the team sort of came together somehow. But like, I would like a bit more from her, like with runs, and then with the bowling, I would really appreciate if she doesn't float the ball so much, because like when she floats it, she's not getting the correct areas for the batsman. So yeah, I feel like she can step it up a bit. We all know what she can do, and my niece is like shouting in the
No,
background.
that's fine.
I love
It's all part of it.
it. Yeah, so like I really expected more from her because of the type of player that we all know she is. And as far as captaincy, I guess we'll see if she does better in the next match. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, wow, that's quite harsh criticism from you, Leisha.
Sorry.
But no, it's all good. You have to be honest. That's your honest opinion. Also, from a cricketer's point of view, because you do play, and
Yeah,
you were talking about Non Kululeko being, top class for you.
yeah.
Before she took her wicket, I feel like I saw Sunay actually going up to her before she bowled and having some sort of conversation with her. I'm not sure if any of you heard what was being said there because I had to watch the game in silence because I'm in a studio with a lot of mics and I have a lot of screens and things happening. So I have to watch the cricket games in silence. So I don't hear any of the commentary and I don't hear any of, the
Yeah.
sledging or any of the comments being made. I hear nothing being picked up by any mics. So I was wondering, did any of you hear what was being said?
No,
No,
I
not
No?
didn't.
really.
I didn't.
I thought she was probably just like encouraging her or something. I don't know.
Mm.
Because I'm
Maybe
wondering what
forgot.
she said because then she went out there and then took the wicket and I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is incredible. I was like, I
Mm,
want Sunday to talk to me before I compete
yeah,
in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That, that
yeah,
that was my thoughts.
Yo.
yeah. We all need a
That's what
Sunay
I
in
was
our life. Like,
I'm really wondering what she said because with the men Proteas, there was a lot of talk about how Quinny wasn't talking to Lutus Apamla or didn't give him words of encouragement. So it was nice to see as, a captain that her coming over, sharing a few words, whatever was said. I'm just going to guess. I don't know. Leisha, what would you like to hear if you were making your debut and you were bowling? What would you like to hear from your captain?
I was actually going to speak from a captain's perspective because I'm a
Oh,
club
sorry,
captain.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. Let's skip you. Emily, what would you like to hear?
I think, yeah. So, being if I was debuting, if it was my international debut, I think what would be key would be her just telling me to settle my nerves. I think nerves for me, especially as a player as well, is a big thing. So that would be nice. I think play your game, back yourself. You've done it in the past. It's not nothing different. This is just another game. I think that all helps because, yeah, I mean, even though it's an international game, it is just another game. So, I mean, I hope she said something along those lines. I'm sure she did. But that's what I'd like to hear if I was on international debut, ODI debut. Yeah.
Okay, Lisha, now you can take it away. Does that align with you as a captain?
Yeah, that is pretty much what you say. You have to say that, especially with a newbie. Because, like, I remember I had a 13-year-old in my team playing for the first time, and she's the youngest. And she was like, she didn't want to open the bowling. And I was like, look, mate, you're the best right now. You have to open. Just back yourself. Do what you do in the net. I believe in you. The team believes in you. We trust you. Just go with what you feel in your gut.
Wow.
Sure.
Okay, Lisha, forget Sune. I'm gonna call you before I compete.
Call me,
That
girl.
that was really, really beautiful. Now, twins, I did kind of allude to your clairvoyant skills earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Um, there's still two matches. The next match between South Africa and Pakistan women is on Saturday. I'm sure that I have that right. It's on Saturday. What do you predict is going to happen in that match?
Well, obviously, off the bat, someone would probably just say, SA, we're going to win the series, But I think if you think realistically about it, I think it's going to be quite a tight, competition between both teams. So, what if I know? What if I don't know? Just keeping you all in the dark. So when it happens, then I can say if I was right or wrong, because that's how it works most of the
You
time.
have to share
Yeah.
it with us. You have to share your predictions with us.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, maybe we'll see South Africa, fix their little
Little
issues,
issues,
niggles,
yeah.
and things. Maybe come back with a little bit more fighting or a little bit more fight in them. I mean, it was on Kingsmead's ground, so I really don't think they would want to lose there. But yeah, on home ground. But yeah, maybe we'll see even tighter scores or even like better fielding and things.
Consistency
Yeah,
and focus, I
yes,
think, as well.
focus and just
Yeah.
yeah,
Getting rid of those small little mistakes that creep
yeah,
in when you just lose focus for like a split second or something. So I think
yeah,
they'll know what to work on. So we trust our team.
yeah. But if we have to predict, then maybe SA will take another
Yeah.
win.
Just putting it out there.
So we're looking
Yeah.
at a 2-0 lead there.
Maybe
That
two, maybe like,
on Saturday. By
yeah,
Saturday
Yeah.
night,
let's
by Saturday night it will be a 2-0 lead.
yes, it
It
will.
could be. It's possible.
And a
Yeah.
series whitewash.
Ooh, now
Oh, that's a little
mm,
too much. But you never know, because things can
anything
still
can
change in
happen.
between. But like I just said, we're not
Yes.
going to reveal too much about what we know
Yes,
because
because sauce is. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, but yeah,
now I look forward to the next matches. Definitely looking forward.
yeah, seeing some more wickets.
Me too.
Yeah.
Emily, if you were to think about the next match, what do you think is the one thing that we really should be focusing on for this next match? One thing that needs to be changed. If you could change one thing, what would it be? Even if it's a player that you want to change.
Yo, do I only have one? Yo,
Okay, two things.
two things. Okay. To be honest, I'd change the batting lineup. Yo, I don't know. I have a few. Okay, but okay. So if you were to stick with your team, with the same team, then I would change the batting lineup to bring Lara in third and Sune fourth, or like further down the order. But if you change the team, I would take Lizelle Lee out. I know that's quite a hectic option, but I would actually sub Lizelle Lee because she's been slightly inconsistent recently. She scored, I think, 60. I don't know if it was 60 something. That was the only score she got in the WSL. The others were naught and a very low score. So I would put in, perhaps looking at a Faye Tunnicliffe for Lizelle. Faye's opened previously. She opened in WSL. So I would get her in there. I think that's what I would change. I think the bowlers, it's a tough one because you can't really take out Marizanne Cup just because of one sort of bad performance. Marizanne is quality. So I would give her another chance, even though she didn't have her best game. And obviously Ayabonga Kaka's also there, but I mean, I wouldn't put in all three. I wouldn't put in Marizanne, Ayabonga, and Shibnam. I'd give someone an opportunity like they did. So yeah, it's a tough one, but for me, I'd definitely keep Nadine. Oh, Nadine at the death, phenomenal bowler. When she was under pressure, 4 off 1 ball, and she bowls a ball like that to restrict, to restrict like them not to win. I don't know, Nadine. It was a very good call to bowl Nadine in the last over, because I think Marizanne was a bit under pressure, and she was, she knew she didn't have like the best game. And I mean, I would still back Marizanne because she's a world-class bowler, but getting Nadine in there proved to be the correct decision. So yeah, sorry, that was a lot of things to change, but yeah.
Yeah.
Leisha, if you could change maybe 2 things.
I think Emily stole my things.
Emily had some good things, to be honest, to be fair.
I would also rest Lazali, because she has been a bit inconsistent, and then I would also bring Faye in. Another like if we're changing teams, I would also sort of rest what's the chick's name, Trisha Chetty, and bring Sinala Jafta in, because like I feel like Trisha has also been lacking in the runs department, so which is also like kind of disappointing, because we know she can bat. And yeah, that's the 2 changes. And then like, I don't know, bowlers. I think the bowling unit we have a tight bowling unit, so I don't think I would change much there. With Marizanne, yes, she had an off day, but what she lacked in the bowling department, she made up with the bat. So I won't be too hard on her with that.
Well, the next match is on Saturday, and I'm going to be glued to it, and I will be at home, which means that I can actually watch with the sound on this time and be a part of the theatre. Because it's nice to be a part of the theatre to hear all of the little things. And then we can see if all of these changes were made, and hopefully we won't see any drop catches, hoping for at least a couple of half centuries. Hoping for it. But I was just listening to you all of your opinions, and I was thinking about Pakistan men and how they changed their team for the series against our men who are now in Pakistan. They're training. I saw videos of them looking good, you know, looking fit, looking ready for the action. And Pakistan themselves, they've been pretty harsh with their criticism of their own players. I saw a statement that they put out. They said Haris Sohail, Mohammad Abbas, and Shan Masood have been dropped due to inconsistent performances, and that they're going to send them to they're going to send them to a high performance center where they can work out all of their technical flaws and work on it. So that's Pakistan's solution, and they made no bones about it. They put out a statement and said, listen, that's because you were terrible, and that's why. So they've changed everything. So what we saw them do against New Zealand, it may not be quite the same when we face them, although the Proteas have been sounding very confident. Now, Twins, are you confident? Also, I ask you now for your prediction skills once again. How do you feel? Exactly. You can get out your healing crystals there on the side. I'm okay with that. How do you feel about this Pakistan team and going into this series? This starts on the 26th of January, which is Tuesday, I think. Tuesday?
Yes.
Sunday is the 24th, Monday,
Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday.
You calculated.
It's a
Yeah,
bit too far into the future, because
yeah,
clairvoyance is very, picky.
limited
Yeah, especially
and
if it's too. Oh,
yes,
there
yes,
we go.
yes, 26.
Oh, so
So,
yeah, but I think
well, I mean, I must say the people that they've left out, are they like dangerous or not really dangerous?
they were
Because I
left out
mean,
because they lack performance.
yeah, but I mean, like they're not going to do damage if they had to be in the team. Say when now they had like top fitness and they were in the team, would they cause some issues? Like, if not, then it's
Ooh.
fine if they're gone, which is great.
But I mean, I think in the end, it's also good for us that they left them out because they could even be causing some problems for us, I think. So it could be a blessing in disguise,
You know,
Some
a
clairvoyance
message from,
from
I don't know.
from the mute. Guys, I can't
Okay, the
mute
No, no.
myself.
clairvoyants are saying
But
that they would have been on form when they faced us. Now
Mm,
they were left out,
yeah,
and that wasn't the case, and that's not the
there we
case.
go.
But I feel like Emily wanted to respond to that about whether they were dangerous or not. So Emily,
mm,
tell us.
I tend to, I think it was a very harsh decision in my opinion.
Mm,
I mean, you're playing New Zealand. New Zealand are a strong team, a very strong team as of late.
mm,
So, I mean, and you're playing away as well. You're not playing in your own backyard. You're playing in New Zealand. So the conditions there. I'm not sure when Pakistan last played New Zealand in New Zealand. I'm not sure about that, but the conditions there, obviously, they weren't something that they were used to. So to just, to just get someone out that, to sort of take someone out that didn't perform in that series is a bit harsh. Naseem Shah is also left out of out of the squad. To answer your question, I do think they definitely have dangerous players in there that are taken out. Mohamed Abbas, I mean, brilliant bowler. Naseem Shah also. Naseem Shah definitely has some pace on him. So yeah, who was the other person? Harris Sahel. Yeah, Harris Sahel
Yes.
can.
that's,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he's not bad at all. So I think, I mean, they obviously have gone with the option of giving newer players a chance. There were a few names there that haven't heard of before. So yeah, we'll see how many of those players actually play. Of course, they have to fill the gaps of the players that are gone. But yeah, we're seeing Baba Azam come back. So that's going to be. I'm keen to see. I'm keen to see him because he's also one of my favorite batsmen. So I'm keen to see how he does. But yeah, I definitely think it was a bit harsh to leave some of those out. I think there was a guy who had played just one game. Yeah, I think he just played one game, and he was subbed out as well. Shame. So, I mean, yeah, you don't even. I mean, you get one match and you're gone. It's a bit.
Pakistan is sending a strong message. You don't
Yeah,
perform,
they
you
seem
get dropped immediately, and you
out.
get sent to some high performance center to work on those technical difficulties.
Mm.
Lisha, what do you think that that's harsh, or do you think that that is how it should be? Because when you were speaking about the Proteas women and who you'd leave out, you also made some harsh decisions, don't you think?
Boom! Shots fired. um. Oh, I'm for all, sending a message like if you underperform, you're gonna have to sit out and earn your way back into the team. Like I'm all for that, but like Em said, there was a guy who played like one match. Like how do you how do you take him out after one match? Like last year during lockdown, like level 5 lockdown, not now. We had Zoom meetings with like this coach from the Lions, and he said something that like really stayed by me. That when you believe in a player and you give them an opportunity, you have to give them sufficient time to prove themselves. Like after one match, what have you proven? And New Zealand. So with him, I feel like it's a bit harsh. With the others, I love me some Muhammad Abbas, but guy, if you can't perform, you gotta sit, chill.
Performance anxiety, you say. So, do you have any predictions? What do you predict for this the first game against Pakistan, the men?
I think we're gonna take it. But I don't want to like jinx us because I have this knack. This jinx game of mine is very strong.
Look,
But
we were actually hoping that you would be supporting Pakistan.
Oh, it's too late now.
Sure.
You just like telling me I must. No, they're not Sri Lanka. It's not the same.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm not sure if we should be talking about Sri Lanka right now
yeah,
after
no,
all of
let's not.
the articles that we read earlier today
Yeah.
about Sri Lanka.
I.
Apparently, they've been a little naughty. So I don't know if you've seen those articles, but there was some scandals, some salacious behavior in hotel rooms, a little bit of smoking, I assume cigarettes, and some alcohol drinking. I'm going to leave
No
it at that
comment.
because I'm not sure how Leisha
Sure.
feels about her men doing these things.
Let's not go there, guys. Let's not go there. But I mean, it happens. Like it happens. It's just they weren't discreet, but it's fine. Let's move on.
To be honest, when I read those articles, I was thinking to myself, had some of half of our players throughout history, I'm not talking about our current team, but I mean like
Mm.
just overall South African
Yeah.
players being Sri Lankans, how many scandalous stories would there be? I
Ooh.
mean, South Africans know how to party. And I mean, I'm just saying Herschel Gibbs. But anyways,
Yeah.
Sure.
I also wanted to I I also wanted to don't make me laugh here. I'm trying to talk about Heinrich Klaassen. So Cricket South Africa announced on Tuesday this week that Heinrich Klaassen will captain the side in next month's 3-match T20 international series in Pakistan. Obviously, Quinton de Kock is still the captain of the T20 side, but for this situation, Heinrich Klaassen is coming in, and the bulk of the test squad will return to South Africa after the Pakistan tests, which end around the 8th of February, sometime next month, in order to undergo proper COVID-19 protocols and quarantine and all of that to prepare for a planned home series against Australia, the Master Sledges. But we don't know yet when that will be. So, Cricket South Africa's interim board chairperson, the retired judge Zak Yaqub, mentioned that possibly in April. Now, that's quite far from now. I think I even have a clip of him saying that. Let me just see if I can find it. But here it is.
I know that it's going to be in April. I have not memorized the exact dates.
Okay, there he said, I don't know if you heard that now, that he knows it's going to be in April, but we're not sure when the dates will be. So it's quite early for them to be coming back. But how excited would you be, twins, to see Australia back here against us?
Firstly, let's just hope there's no sandpapering happening.
Yeah,
Genuinely. Like,
and no scuffing of
yes,
pictures.
I think we've
and
seen enough of that. But I think it's gonna be quite interesting.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, depends who's
Yeah.
obviously going to be in the team, and
We're gonna make some new enemies.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of getting an idea of who will be in the team just by seeing who is staying in Pakistan.
Oh.
So we
no,
know
I
for
mean,
sure
like
that
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
there you have
Yes.
it. Here on the
Okay, this is
screen.
the Pakistan squad. Yeah, we saw this earlier.
This is
Okay.
the T20 squad. So we know these guys are definitely not going to be in the test squad.
Okay.
I think
Right.
if I could just make a comment on that, like there's only like a handful of players there that are in the test squad now.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, I find it's a very interesting. I don't know if interesting is the word, but it's just, I don't know. I wouldn't have gone with this squad. I mean, I get that they're trying, to bring in new players, trying to build for the next World Cup. But I think they could have given more guys a chance that are in the test squad now that wouldn't necessarily be playing in the test matches. Maybe someone like a Darren de Pavillon, a Marco Janssen, those types of guys. Because if they're just there in Pakistan and they're not going to be playing in the test series, and then they don't get a chance in the in the other formats either, then what is their purpose then? Unless they are going to be playing future games, future test matches, those types of things. But yeah, it's a very interesting squad. We'll see how they go, but I'm keen to see how Heinrich Klaassen does as a stand-in captain. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go in that series.
It will be, especially because there's a T20 World Cup coming up, and it would be nice to see how all of these players are performing in these different formats. It would be quite nice for us to see how different players in different teams and people settling in different formats. What do you think, Leisha, about Heinrich Klaassen as that captain?
We'll see. That's what I think. We'll see. Like, I think he's a stand-up guy. He's good with a bat. I mean, but as a captain, I don't know, but we'll see. I have high hopes for him deep down, but I'm not gonna share it because, like I said, my jinx game is very strong. But yeah, I'm also excited to see how the team goes about things because there's quite a few names there. So we'll see. Hopefully, this is like a step in the right direction leading up to the World Cup.
I agree. Hopefully it is 100%. Before we go, because we have to go, quarantine protocols and all of that, COVID-19 level 3 lockdown. And of course, there is a daily show coming on Cricket Fanatics in a few minutes, actually. So Proteas all-rounder Wiaan Mulder, he was signed to play for English county side Leicestershire as an overseas player for this season. And he clearly impressed during the Sri Lankan tour, Leisha. Think he took about 9 wickets. I'm not sure. I think it was 9. I think it was 9 wickets that he took in the 2-match test series. So there we see players. Do you think that he would have been a player to take a call back had that been an option now?
Probably would.
The twins say
I hope
probably.
I hope
Maybe.
not. He's got such a bright future in the Proteas team, so like I really hope not. Please, Wiaan,
Same.
no.
Don't do it.
But it's exciting to see these younger players, getting these opportunities. But okay, like I said, we have to run. Somehow we end up going over time. So we have to bid you all farewell. Thank you for joining us, and thank you all for all of your fantastic opinions.
Sorry, before we go, can I?
Yes,
sorry,
of course.
Before we go, can I just mention? I think it's important to mention the Black ODI happening on Saturday. It's a wonderful initiative, and it's something that's been long coming. So it's also Shabnam's 100th ODI. So that's going to be a special occasion for her. But yeah, the Black ODI, in the whole around the campaign to end GBV, I just think it's a very important thing for everyone, and it's going to be apparently a recurring thing. So yeah, it's a special ODI for them on Saturday and for the rest of the world. So yeah, I'm keen to see how they go as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing stand, especially because gender-based violence is such a scourge on our society and in our country. So good evening. I bid you all farewell. Enjoy the rest of the evening. There's no load shedding tonight anyway. That's what I was told by Eskom. So enjoy everything that you are planning on doing this evening and have a good weekend.